you so much for joining us today. Well, joining me actually. I wanted to have you come and have a chat to me for quite a while now. I think your focus on life and your music and mindfulness and how you connect with nature are really, really important things that I think are valuable in everyday living. And I think so many people can get so much out of that. So thank you.
You're so welcome. And thank you for having me. Yeah. I love spreading out positive ripples and just touching souls with my own values and sharing that with people. So thank you for the opportunity. Yeah.
Now tell me, how did music become a part of your life?
I was born into it, really. I grew up in a musical family where I saw my dad playing guitar as a toddler, and my mom's a dancer and she sings, and I come from a culture that music is really important, and I'd be, the kid sleeping on chairs while my parents are like entertaining and partying up until 2 a.m. So I didn't have a choice, really.
I can't imagine that.
It was, or wedged between them on a motorcycle. It was quite wild. So I really just find it, it's my home, music is my home. And then it wasn't until I moved to New Zealand. So I was 12 when we emigrated from Macedonia to New Zealand that I felt the real pull to learn guitar. And for some reason, my dad wouldn't teach me. Like, I don't know whether it was like some kind of Macedonian chauvinist thing. You're a girl and, it was...
Oh, you can't make a life out of that. You can't make a life out of music.
I think it was more that because they saw that I gravitate towards creative outlets, and being Macedonian, you have a choice of 5 things. You can be a lawyer or a teacher or a doctor or business. I ended up doing marketing actually, but the older I get, the more I gravitate towards mindfulness and music and movement, and that what your soul was born to do. So I still have a day job where I use my marketing for charity and for non-for-profit organizations and lifting them up. But at any spare time, I run my workshops, music, mindfulness and movement workshops for now schools and kinders. I started with families. So it's funny what the soul does. It just, you peel the layers, and the older you get, the more you realize what your soul was born to do. And music has just expanded my horizons, put me in touch with like-minded people, helped me make a difference out there, helped me, I'm a singer-songwriter as well, so the lyrics I write are all about unity and believing in oneself, and it's just such an amazing way to connect to oneself, to each other, and then have messages out there to connect to Mother Earth as well. So I digressed a little bit, but I started learning the guitar when I moved to New Zealand at 13. And it was also a coping mechanism because I moved to New Zealand not speaking a word of English. And it was very difficult, and it's the tender age of 13. Like, kids tease you, you're obviously going to be...
time of life, isn't it? Like entering that adolescence and just friendship groups and connection
and not having the language, how can you connect without the language? So then music became my language. I very quickly found the other musos, and even though when you're young, you pick up languages and whatever, you're like a sponge. So within 3 months, I was fairly almost fluent, obviously grammatical errors and galore, I still do them, but it was really quite a ticket into society, if you will, or into friendship groups that are with like-minded kids. So it's been a lifeline in so many ways.
And what's your, what do you play? Like, is it, we've clearly got this awesome guitar here, which I just think is fantastic. But do you play any other, is it just the guitar? Or?
No, I play other instruments too. I started with singing. So I was in choirs and bands and was doing singing mostly. And then I was doing percussion as well. So like bongos and djembe and cajon and even a drum kit. And then I picked up the saxophone. I'm just like,
What else can you do?
A bit of ukulele, but it's only because I love, you mentioned jack of all trades, master of none. That's what I think of myself. But people are like, nah, you know, you're really good. Variety for me is really important. So I see an instrument, I just want to pick it up. Next, I want to learn harp and a hang drum. And so guitar is probably my main instrument, but I play a bit of percussion, and then I can probably string a few songs on a saxophone too. So.
You with the weight of the world on your shoulders. Hey, you.
You know, when I was in primary school, I had one of the rare music teachers, and we learnt the steel drums.
Oh wow!
And cool. I just always remember, like, Michael Row Your Boat at shore.
Yeah, well,
that was about the only thing I could play on the steel drums. But you know, it was different and quite unique. And
it's never too late, though. People ask me, oh, you know, I'm 50 years old or whatever. Do you think it's too late for me to pick up the guitar? Yeah. It's really never too late. If it's something that you're drawn to and it gives you, we'll talk a little bit about mindfulness, but for me, music is mindfulness.
Yeah.
I obviously have a meditation practice as well, but it took me quite a while to realize that meditation can be anything that puts you in that moment. And in the world that we live in at the moment, you know, there's so many thoughts, there's so many worries, there's so many anxieties for all of us, that whatever outlet gives you that inner peace, even if it's just for 5 minutes, you should pursue it. So if someone's drawn to wanting to learn the guitar or going for a walk in nature, and if that activity provides that inner peace and balance and alignment, then it doesn't matter what it is. It is meditation, because people are, you know, put off. They're like, oh, I can't sit still for 5 minutes, let alone a whole hour of breathing and ohms. It's not that. It's actually whatever, you know. It could be painting, it could be maths. Like my mom does maths for fun, you know. It's like, did I really come from you?
It's like people enjoy cooking, and you know, really mindful moments of just being creative and adding different flavors and whatever, like you say, whatever it is, there's something for everyone. It'll be different.
Yes.
And it's just about finding that thing that sits right with you and that is like internally there.
Yes.
That you can almost find yourself spending hours, if we had hours, doing, you know.
I think what it is, being a woman and being a mum as well, and knowing other mums, we put everything else as a priority, and then there's almost never enough time for ourselves. Or the time for ourselves, we count things like a shower. No, that is hygiene, that is basic needs.
We need to have a shower.
Actual time for yourself, you know, and for the longest time, I think it's only in the last 2 or 3 years that I carve out time to go for a walk with the guitar on my back. It doesn't matter if it's half an hour, 20 minutes. Once I was on my lunch break, because we're all working from home now, and I found myself really spiraling because it was a really busy time. There was personal stuff going on, and I dropped everything. Now I know that all I need is half an hour. I dropped everything. I drove to the river. It was just this intuitive, almost possessed state I got into, but my body and my spirit knew what I needed. Went into the river, laid in the river for 10 minutes. It was like a 16-degree day, right? and then came back to work, and I had such clarity, and I ticked everything off. But we don't tend to do that as women. You know, there's children to worry about, there's cooking, there's cleaning, there is jobs, we juggle so much. The modern woman juggles so much, you know.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting, and you do need a recharge. You need some energy for all that energy out that you output. So I recommend it.
It's really great to hear, though, that you've been able to prioritize that time for yourself and go, this is really important, this is what I need, and this is what I'm going to do. Because I think the thoughts about it is one thing, and the intent, but also to try and follow through. And you do that self-talk, don't you? You're sort of tuning into yourself and going, Marija, get your butt out that door. Or Joe, go and do that, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
Just
But
do
then
it.
you also hear, oh, but what about the laundry? Oh, but what about the school notes that you need to sign? Or, you know, so you hear all these other things, and that's when you need, it's like any muscle. The more you do it, the more you are likely to take that time for yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, I talk like I do it 3 hours a day. It's not like that. Like some weeks I'm lucky if I have 1 hour in the whole week to myself. But I've made a commitment to myself to honor that adventure, to honor the inner child, to honor the creative in me. And, you know, it might take me 6 months to honor, like to tick all those lists. But I say that 1 hour a week is a non-negotiable for me. Everyone can find 1 hour in a week, you know.
So I mean, I'm not great with maths, but your mum could divide that up over a 7-day and work out how many minutes a day that is. But it's not a lot. Like it's really not a lot, is it? When you divide it up over a 7-day week, and you go, you know what, I can achieve that. You know, whether it's 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day.
That's it. I say 1 hour a week, but it could literally be 5 minutes in the morning to wake up and not like pick up your phone to see what time it is, or just like wake up, sit on the side of your bed, close your eyes and set 3 intentions for the day. Like that's changed my life.
Yeah, amazing.
And when you mindfully and consciously think about something like that, then you kind of make sure that you honor that. I've started it with my kids on the drive to school. I'm like, what are your 3 intentions for the day? What do you want? You know, little being 7 is like, I want to find new friends. But it's
they're
so
really
good.
important things though at that age. And I think that's right. It doesn't matter what age you are. There'll be, surely you can pick 3 things that you can sort of set your
even
intentions.
just one thing. You start with one, you build up. So just taking that time to be present for 2 minutes, 5 minutes. You start in little increments, and then you see the benefit in your life, in your quality of life, and you kind of going, oh well, next time I'll carve out 10 minutes and then an hour, and you're a better parent for it, you're a better partner for it, you're a better employee for it. You actually end up with more energy to give out to for all your roles that you play in life. So
oh well, thank you so much. I'm so glad we had you on today.
Pleasure.
There's so much value in being able to talk with you, and I think we all have different lifestyles and we all have something different to contribute to the world, and we all do things differently. So and music is such a vital part of life.
Good on you as well for trying to I guess it's creating resources, a pool of resources for women and people in general to share ideas and lift each other up. So
because we're all in this. We're all like, we won't actually say we're all in this together, because I don't want to hear that ever again. But we are all in this, and I think connection is really, really important as well. And just the understanding that we're all trying to navigate this life and this world individually, but at the same time we share so much in common as well.
We are wired for connection, and I think somewhere along the line, in the name of progress and efficiency, we became quite a lot more individualistic. And I think there's this higher state of being and higher consciousness that I feel in a lot of people, and people coming together again into like what I call modern tribalism, and this is exactly that. So I love it.
Give us a hug. So that we can give each other a hug.
Yes, it's legal now.
Now, will you join us and maybe give us a few tunes outside?
Absolutely.
In your natural space?
My natural habitat with the trees. I
awesome.
love that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I see myself in joy and love. I see myself, I am enough.
Terrific. You're amazing, Marija.
It's so good to be here. So good to play and share.
I've just had a free concert.
Yeah, that's right.
Love
value
it.
galore.
Thank you.